It's time for our third eye.
This week's third eye is Forrest Fenn. Forrest has lived a lifetime of incredible adventures, which he has documented in 2 memoirs. He is also an avid artifact collector and has overseen the Santa Fe Gallery.
Forrest decided to create an adventure for other treasure seekers like himself. A couple of years ago, he traveled into the wilderness of the Rocky Mountains and buried a treasure chest filled with what could be millions of dollars worth of historic gold and gems.
He's left behind clues in his memoirs, along with a poem explaining how to find the treasure. Thousands have journeyed into the Rockies to find it, though the secret treasure is still at large.
Welcome back to Third Eye Weekly. Here with us today is Forrest Fenn, a former Santa Fe Gallery owner who has hidden a few $1 million worth of historic gold and gems somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. He has provided a poem filled with clues to help seekers on their adventure, along with writing a couple memoirs. Thanks so much for joining us today, Forrest.
Well, I'm happy to be here, but I must tell you that I've never said what I thought the treasure was worth. Other reporters have given comments on it, but I haven't given an opinion because I really don't know.
Okay, so it's just been speculative so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so in regards to the treasure, does it surprise you that nobody has found it yet?
I could go either way on that. I'm really not surprised, but there's so many people out there looking. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody did find it.
Okay, and you could have chosen anywhere to hide this treasure. Why did you end up settling on the Rocky Mountains north of Santa Fe?
Part of my reason for hiding the treasure chest in the first place was to get mostly the kids out of the game room and away from their little texting machines and out into the sunshine. And I wanted to give a specific place where they could go look for the treasure. And I said it's in the Rocky Mountains, someplace north of Santa Fe.
In March of 2013, Forrest revealed that the treasure was hidden in the Rocky Mountains north of Santa Fe, an estimated 5,000 feet above sea level. So do you think that doing this will help people be less reliant on technology and more appreciative of nature?
Sure, I think so. I don't know whether technology will help people find the treasure or not. I kind of doubt it, but I'm happy to get people out into the sunshine. That's my main motive.
So for those in our audience that don't know, what inspired you to hide the treasure in the first place?
Well, in 1988, I had what everybody thought was terminal cancer. My doctors gave me a 20% chance of living 3 years, and I lost a kidney. And, after that, it took a couple of weeks for that to soak in. But then when I decided that I didn't have much of a chance, well, I decided that if I had to go, I was just going to take it with me. And I said I've had so much fun over the many years collecting these things. Why not let somebody else have the same opportunity that I had?
Fenn's treasures are an estimated worth of more than $2 million and have drawn adventurers to New Mexico. The state's tourism department has told Fenn's story on its website of inspirational New Mexicans and continues to see thousands lured to the state by his enchanting tale.
Sure, and you've written some really great memoirs. What did you learn from writing them? Did they reveal any important lessons to you?
Well, I wrote my memoir called The Thrill of the Chase, and then I wrote another book called Too Far to Walk. That's kind of a sequel to it. And there are clues. I learned a lot about my life, by researching. And I still get about 120 emails a day from people, and a lot of these people are researching my background. The other day, a man sent me my father's master's thesis. I'd never seen it before, so there are a lot of things going on, but I'm very pleased with the way it's going.
Awesome. So what is one of your favorite adventures that you've had in your life?
Well, there have been so many. Probably my greatest adventure when I was shot down in the second time in Vietnam. It was actually in Laos, and I spent the night in the jungle, and a lot of things were happening, and And I've got to say that was probably the most adventurous experience that I've had.
You say that the thrill is in the chase and not in the capture. Do you think that's true for your treasure as well?
Oh, sure. There's a very famous quote in the New Devine book that says, they never knew that it was the chase they sought and not the quarry.
So have you heard a lot of positive feedback from people who have gone looking for it?
Oh, sure. I mean, I get 100 every day from people that most of them say, well, Mr. Fenn, we know we're not going to find the treasure, but I want to thank you for getting us off the couch and out into the mountains. That's very rewarding to me.
We've included some of the clues that Forrest has mentioned over the last couple of years, and they are as follows. In March of 2013, Forrest's 11th clue was revealed, that being not those that are included in his poem. He said, there is no need to dig up old outhouses. The treasure is not associated with any structure. Later that same year, he stated that the treasure is not in a graveyard. This is in response to an arrest of a treasure seeker from the previous month.
Earlier this year in January, Forrest revealed his most recent clue. He has said in an interview, the chest is still wet.
So if you reach the end of your life and the treasure still hasn't been found, do you plan on revealing more clues or plan on telling anyone where it is?
I will never tell anyone where it is. When I die, the secret goes to the grave with me. Zachary, in 1988, I had what everybody thought was terminal cancer. I lost a kidney, and my doctors told me I had a 20% chance of living 3 years. After that soaked in, I told myself, if I've got to go, who says I can't take it with me? So I got this beautiful little treasure chest and started filling it with gold and precious gems and things. And I just decided that I've had so much fun over the years looking for these things. Why don't I give somebody else the same opportunity I've had? And so I filled the chest up with valuable things, mostly gold nuggets and gold coins, and I took it out in the mountains and hid it.
The urge to collect began for Forrest when he was 9 years old and discovered his first arrowhead. It was lying in a plowed field on Little Elm Creek in central Texas. He still claims it is the most treasured object in his collection.
In 1972, Forrest and his wife Peggy built a gallery in Santa Fe where the primary products were paintings by old masters of the Western pastoral. But his love for the history of the Old West, that Forrest began to seek those objects that would conjure back images of those romantic times.
Traders and collectors came to his gallery where he was a ready listener. He said he was an absorber when scholars like John Ewers, Paul Dyke, and Father Peter Powell stopped in for coffee and conversation.
Forrest advises thrill seekers and treasure hunters to be safe during their journeys. In March of 2013, a woman attempting to find the location of the secret treasure spent a night exposed near the Ancho Canyon Trail in Bandelier National Monument after the weather had taken a turn for the worst. She was rescued the next day.
So what effect has this discovery and hiding had on the public?
Well, it's hard to tell how the public has reacted, really, but I think last summer we had at least 30,000 people out in the mountains looking for the treasure. The occupancy rate in the Santa Fe motels was up 6.2%, and the Chamber of Commerce is crediting a lot of that to the people that are coming to town looking for the treasure.
Wow, that's pretty incredible. So has anyone come close to finding it, to your knowledge?
Yes, people have come pretty close. I know people have been within 200 feet because they've told me exactly where they were. I don't know that anyone has been closer than 200 feet to the treasure.
So do you plan on ever going back to the spot to see if it's still there?
Well, I'm 84 years old and I don't move like I used to, so I don't ever plan to go back. I don't think it's just something that I want to do anymore. When I hid that treasure chest, it was out of my hands, and from now on, it's up to somebody else to look for.
The Santa Fe resident has alluded to his treasure hunt in a poem in his memoir, The Thrill of the Chase, which was published in 2010. He peppered clues to track down the treasure in a 24-line poem at the end of the book. The memoir covers Fenn's life through his elderly years and purports to be sentimental in hitting at the treasure's locale in a special place he has known for years. Sure. So how has this whole experience changed your life?
Well, it's made my life a lot busier. I get about 120 emails a day, and nearly all of them are from people that are looking for the treasure. And so I'm busier than I have been. I'm trying to finish another book now. And so, it cuts into my time. But all this has been fun for me, a little bit hectic at times.
So what is your new book about that you're writing?
My new book is about it's a biography of Leon Gaspard, the great Russian-American painter, and it's really going to be my flagship book. It has 418 pages and 180 color plates.
Wow. So back to the treasure. One last question: is there anyone out there who knows where it's hidden besides you?
Nobody knows where the treasure chest is for me. My wife doesn't know within 6 weeks of when I hid the treasure. I said in my book that two people can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
Has she ever asked you where the treasure is?
My family has never asked me, no, and they know that I wouldn't tell them anyway.
Well, that's great that you can keep a secret. Thanks so much for joining us today, Forrest. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you, Zach.